Hundreds of Minnesota business owners went on strike today in protest of the ongoing ICE crackdown in the Twin Cities. Small businesses temporarily shut down for what they called a, quote, day of truth and freedom. It comes as a Minnesota school district accuses ICE of detaining a 5-year-old boy and using him as bait to go after his father. Federal immigration officials say there's more to the story.
When officers approached Conejo Arias, he and his child were in a vehicle. Arias fled from law enforcement on foot, abandoning his child in the middle of winter in a vehicle.
I will say unequivocally that we are experts in dealing with children. Let me say that again, experts in dealing with children. Not because we want to be, but because we have to be.
CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez joins us now. So we know that the family's attorney is disputing that the father abandoned his boy. But what do we know? What more do we know about this?
Well, we did review Justice Department documents right here, Lindsay, that do indicate that Liam and his father, both people from Ecuador, have pending immigration court cases. What does that mean? It means that immigration judges here in the U.S. have not fully considered or adjudicated their claims, and they cannot be legally deported, at least yet, until an immigration judge decides whether or not they have a legal basis to be here. They could be seeking asylum, and if so, an immigration judge has to adjudicate that underlying asylum claim and then decide whether or not they should be deported or allowed to stay here in the country legally. We also know that Liam and his father are now held at the Dilley ICE detention facility in Texas. That is the only long-term family detention facility that the agency has for parents who are detained with underage children.
Together or separately?
They should be together. It's a dorm-like setting for many of the families there, but it is still a restrictive detention facility. They're still in the legal custody and the physical custody, that is, too, of the U.S. government, and they will be held there, according to ICE, pending that deportation proceeding.
So why is ICE going after people whose cases for asylum have not yet been adjudicated? And what else do we know about these allegations that the boy was used as bait?
It's a good question. That is not necessarily new. The Trump administration has been increasingly targeting people who may have pending asylum cases or pending applications for other immigration benefits, arguing that they still do not have a valid reason to be here and that the Biden administration, in many cases, allowed them into the country illegally in circumvention of U.S. immigration law. That has been the argument. Of course, advocates would say that the administration is targeting people who are playing by the rules, who are complying with the process, and who don't have a criminal record, like it appears to be the case in this family's case, and that have been playing by the rules and are trying to get legal status. The administration does have the authority legally under U.S. law to detain anyone who does not have a visa or a valid immigration status, including pending asylum claimants, but it's a question about logistics and policy and whether the administration should be prioritizing dangerous criminals with the limited detention space that it has over people like Liam and his dad.
Camilo Montoya-Galvez, thank you.